Echoes of a dying star. The starship Horizon cut through the inky blackness of space, its sleek hull gleaming under the light of distant suns. Captain Ilara Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the swirling nebula that filled the main view screen. After 5 years of deep space exploration, the crew of the Horizon had charted dozens of star systems, but they had yet to encounter intelligent alien life. Until now. "Captain," called out Lieutenant Ravi Patel from his station at communications. "I'm picking up a signal. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before." Ilara's heart raced. "On speakers, Lieutenant." The bridge filled with an eerie, undulating tone that sent shivers down Ilara's spine. It was beautiful and haunting, like the song of some cosmic whale echoing across the void. "Origin?" Ilara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "The signal is coming from the fourth planet of the system we just entered," replied Navigator Sarah O'Connor, her fingers dancing across her console. "Preliminary scans indicate an Earth-like world, but," she paused, frowning at her readings. "But what, Navigator?" "The planet's biosphere is in a state of rapid decay. Massive die-offs in flora and fauna. Atmosphere becoming increasingly toxic. If I didn't know better, I'd say the entire planet is dying." Ilara's mind raced. Their mission parameters were clear: observe, but do not interfere with any alien civilizations they might encounter. But if there was a sapient species on that planet, sending out a distress call as their world crumbled around them. "Helm, take us into high orbit," Ilara ordered. "I want a full sensor sweep of the planet. If there's anyone still alive down there, we need to know." As the Horizon approached the stricken world, the crew watched in awe as the planet's features became visible. Vast cities sprawled across continents, their gleaming towers reaching for the stars. But even from orbit, they could see the signs of devastation: forests withering, oceans turning a sickly brown, and ominous clouds of what looked like spores drifting on the winds. "Life signs detected," announced Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's exobiologist. "Concentrated in several urban centers, but they're fading fast, Captain. Whatever's killing this world, it's in its final stages." Ilara clenched her fists. Every instinct screamed at her to help, but the prime directive of non-interference loomed large in her mind. She was about to order the ship to withdraw when a new signal cut through the alien song. "Captain," Ravi exclaimed, "we're being hailed. It's a video transmission." Ilara hesitated for only a moment. On screen. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a face that was at once alien and achingly familiar. The being had iridescent, scale-like skin that shimmered with hues of blue and green. Its eyes were large and multifaceted, like those of an insect, but they held an unmistakable intelligence and desperation. "Greetings, travelers from beyond," the alien spoke, its words translated by the ship's advanced linguistics software. "I am Zarak, last High Counselor of the Engzecha. We have waited so long for someone to answer our call." Ilara stepped forward, her voice steady despite the turmoil in her heart. "I am Captain Ilara Chen of the Earth Starship Horizon. We've detected that your world is in crisis. Can you tell us what's happening?" Zarek's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with unshed tears. "Our world is dying, Captain Chen. A plague, born from our own hubris, ravages our people and our planet. We thought ourselves masters of genetic engineering, but we created something we couldn't control. Now we stand on the brink of extinction." The bridge crew exchanged glances, the weight of the situation settling heavily upon them. Ilara knew that her next words could change the course of not just one civilization, but two. "High Counselor," Ilara said carefully, "our laws forbid us from interfering in the development of other species. But perhaps there is a way we can help without violating those laws. Would you be willing to share your scientific data with us? Maybe together we can find a solution." Zarek's expression was unreadable, but his voice carried a note of hope. "You would do this for us, strangers from the stars?" Ilara allowed herself a small smile. Where I come from, High Counselor, we have a saying. A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. We'll do everything in our power to help. As the transmission ended, Ilara turned to her crew. She saw determination in their eyes, mixed with a touch of fear at the enormity of the task before them. I know what I'm asking goes against everything we've been taught, Ilara said. But I can't stand by and watch an entire civilization die when we might be able to save them. Who's with me? One by one, the crew nodded their assent. Dr. Tanaka spoke up, her voice filled with excitement and trepidation. Captain, if we're really doing this, I have an idea. It's risky, but it might be our best shot at synthesizing a cure quickly. Let's hear it, Doctor. We use ourselves as test subjects, Yuki explained. Human physiology is remarkably adaptable. If we expose ourselves to small doses of the pathogen and monitor how our immune systems respond, we might be able to engineer a cure based on our own antibodies. A hush fell over the bridge. What Yuki was proposing was incredibly dangerous, possibly even suicidal. But as Ilara looked at the dying world on the viewscreen, she knew they had to try. All right, Ilara said, squaring her shoulders. Assemble a volunteer team. We'll set up a quarantine lab in Cargo Bay 3. But I want it understood, this is strictly voluntary. Anyone who wants out can leave now. No questions asked. No one moved. Ilara felt a surge of pride in her crew. Then let's get to work. We've got a world to save. As the horizon descended into the planet's atmosphere, its hull glowing from the friction, Ilara couldn't shake the feeling that they were about to change the course of history. For better or worse, humanity was about to make its mark on the galaxy. Little did they know, their actions would set in motion a chain of events that would reshape the very fabric of interstellar civilization. The fate of two species now hung in the balance, with the crew of the Horizon walking a razor's edge between salvation and catastrophe. The real challenge was only beginning: the quantum symbiosis. As the Horizon's shuttle pierced through the lavender clouds of Ingsecha Prime, Captain Ilara Chen felt a mix of awe and trepidation. The alien world's dying beauty was both breathtaking and heartbreaking. Beside her, Dr. Yuki Tanaka fidgeted with her nanotech med kit, a device that looked like a simple bracelet but contained billions of microscopic robots capable of analyzing and synthesizing complex biological compounds. Remember, Ilara said to her team, we're here to help, but we must be cautious. We don't fully understand this world or its people yet. The shuttle touched down in a vast plaza surrounded by crystalline spires that seemed to sing in the wind. A delegation of Ingsecha awaited them, their iridescent scales shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that Ilara realized were a form of communication. High Counselor Zarak stepped forward, his multifaceted eyes reflecting the humans with kaleidoscopic wonder. Welcome, friends from the stars. We had almost lost hope. As the humans disembarked, their environmental suits gleaming in the alien sunlight, a gasp rippled through the Ingsecha crowd. Ilara realized they must look as strange to the aliens as the Ingsecha did to them. High Counselor Ilara said, her voice steady despite her racing heart, we're honored to be here. We've brought our best scientists and most advanced technology. Together, I believe we can find a solution to your world's crisis. Zarek's scales flickered with a pattern that the human's translation software interpreted as gratitude and relief. Please, follow me to our central laboratory. Time is not our ally. As they walked through the alien city, Ilara and her team marveled at the organic architecture that seemed to pulse with life, even as signs of decay were evident everywhere. Wilting bioluminescent plants lined the streets, and in the distance, they could see vast fields of what looked like crystalline wheat, its once vibrant structures now dull and brittle. In the central laboratory, a vast chamber filled with equipment that looked more grown than manufactured, Dr. Tanaka immediately set to work. She interfaced her nanotech med kit with the Ingsecha's bioorganic computers, creating a bridge between two vastly different technological paradigms. "This is incredible," Yuki muttered, her eyes wide as she scanned through reams of alien genetic data. "Their DNA, if you can even call it that, it's like nothing we've ever seen. It's not just a double helix, it's a quantum helix. Their genes exist in a state of superposition." Ilara frowned, trying to grasp the implications. What does that mean for finding a cure? Yuki's expression was a mix of excitement and frustration. "It means our traditional approaches won't work. We can't just engineer a vaccine or an antiviral treatment. We need to think on a quantum level." As the human and Engsecha scientists worked feverishly, Ilara noticed something odd. The more time they spent on the planet, the more she felt connected to it somehow. It was as if she could sense the world's pain, its desperate struggle for survival. Days turned into weeks. The humans, protected by their advanced environmental suits, worked tirelessly alongside their alien counterparts. But despite their best efforts, a cure remained elusive. It was during a rare moment of rest that inspiration struck. Ilara, unable to sleep, had wandered into one of the city's vast gardens. As she stood there, surrounded by the hauntingly beautiful alien flora, she felt that strange connection again. On impulse, she removed her glove and touched one of the wilting plants. A jolt of energy surged through her, and for a brief moment, Ilara saw the world through the plant's perspective. She felt its roots stretching deep into the soil, its leaves yearning for sunlight, and most surprisingly, its quantum consciousness intertwined with every other living thing on the planet. Ilara gasped, stumbling back. "That's it," she exclaimed. "It's not just a plague, it's a disconnection." She raced back to the laboratory, her mind ablaze with newfound understanding. "Dr. Tanaka," she called out, "I think I know what we've been missing. The Engsecha, their world, everything here is quantumly entangled. The plague isn't just killing them, it's severing their connection to the planet's quantum network." Yuki's eyes widened as the implications set in. "Of course, that's why our traditional approaches haven't worked. We're not just fighting a disease, we're trying to restore a cosmic quantum web." The revelation sparked a new avenue of research. The human scientists, with their advanced understanding of quantum mechanics, worked to develop a method to re-establish the quantum entanglement between the Engsecha and their world. Meanwhile, the Engsecha shared their deep, intuitive knowledge of their planet's intricate biological systems. As they worked, Ilara and several other humans began to experience strange symptoms. Their skin started to develop a faint, iridescent sheen, and they found themselves increasingly attuned to the quantum fluctuations around them. "Captain," Yuki said, her voice a mix of concern and fascination, I think we're adapting. Our exposure to this world, to the Engsecha, it's changing us on a fundamental level." Ilara looked at her shimmering hands, feeling not fear, but a sense of wonder. "Can we use this? Could our adaptation be the key to saving the Engsecha?" Yuki nodded slowly, her mind racing with possibilities. "If we can understand how our bodies are integrating with this world's quantum network, we might be able to use that knowledge to create a kind of quantum vaccine, something that could reintegrate the Engsecha into their planet's cosmic web." The next few days were a blur of frantic activity. Human and Engsecha scientists worked side by side, their efforts now guided by the humans' evolving quantum sensitivity. They developed a device, part technology, part organic, that could amplify and broadcast the quantum entanglement signal across the entire planet. As the day of the test arrived, tension filled the air. If this failed, there would be no second chance. The Engsecha were running out of time. Ilara stood at the center of a vast array of quantum amplifiers, her transformed body serving as the conduit between human ingenuity and Engsecha biology. As the device powered up, she felt the energy of an entire world flowing through her. "Now," Yuki shouted, activating the quantum vaccine. A wave of iridescent energy pulsed out from the array, washing over the planet. For a moment, everything seemed to hold its breath. Then, like a symphony reaching its crescendo, life burst forth. Wilting plants suddenly bloomed with renewed vigor. The crystalline wheat fields shimmered with health, and the insecta, their scales blazed with patterns of joy and rebirth. Zarak approached Alara, his entire being radiating gratitude. "You've done it," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You've saved our world, our people. We are forever in your debt." Alara smiled, feeling the renewed pulse of the living planet beneath her feet. "This is just the beginning, High Counselor. Together, our peoples have unlocked a new understanding of life itself. The possibilities are endless." As the celebration erupted around them, Ilara couldn't help but wonder about the changes in herself and her crew. They were no longer purely human, but something new, a bridge between two worlds, two ways of understanding the universe. The Horizon's mission of exploration had become something far greater. They had not only saved a civilization, but had also opened the door to a new era of cosmic symbiosis. As Ilara looked up at the stars twinkling in the alien sky, she knew that the true adventure was just beginning. Little did they know, their quantum transformation would soon attract the attention of forces beyond their imagination, setting the stage for a cosmic conflict that would test the limits of their newfound abilities and the strength of the bond between humanity and the Engsacha. The cosmic nexus awakens. The iridescent skies of Engsacha Prime shimmered with auroras of quantum energy, a visible testament to the planet's rebirth. Captain Alara Chen stood atop the highest spire in the alien capital, her transformed body resonating with the world's renewed vitality. Beside her, Dr. Yuki Tanaka monitored a holographic display of swirling data, her eyes wide with excitement. "Captain, you're not going to believe this," Yuki exclaimed. "The quantum vaccine didn't just heal the Engsacha, it's unlocked something far more profound. We're detecting ripples in the fabric of space-time itself." Ilara felt a tingle of anticipation. "What kind of ripples, Doctor?" Before Yuki could respond, the air around them began to shimmer and distort. A vortex of scintillating energy materialized, and from it emerged a being of pure light and geometric patterns. "Greetings, Nexus Catalysts," the entity's voice resonated directly in their minds. "I am Zix, custodian of the cosmic nexus. Your actions have awakened an ancient power, and with it, a grave responsibility." Ilara and Yuki exchanged glances, awe and trepidation mingling in their expressions. "Cosmic nexus?" Ilara questioned. "What exactly have we awakened?" Zix's form shifted, projecting a vast holographic map of the universe. Glowing lines connected various points, forming an intricate web. "The cosmic nexus is the quantum backbone of reality itself. Eons ago, it was sealed to protect the younger races from forces beyond their comprehension. But your merger of human ingenuity and Engsacha biology has reopened the pathways." As if on cue, alarms blared from the horizon in orbit. Lieutenant Ravi Patel's voice crackled over the comm. "Captain, we're detecting massive energy signatures approaching the system. It's like nothing we've ever seen." Zix's light pulsed urgently. "The void harbingers approach. Ancient enemies of life itself, drawn to the power of the reawakened nexus. You must prepare, for the fate of not just this world, but all worlds, now hangs in the balance." Ilara's mind raced, the quantum knowledge gifted by her transformation offering glimpses of the cosmic chessboard they now found themselves on. "How do we fight something like that?" she asked, her voice steadier than she felt. "You must learn to harness the nexus," Zix explained. "Your hybrid nature makes you uniquely suited to become Nexus Knights, guardians of the cosmic balance." Over the next few days, as the Void Harbingers drew ever closer, Ilara and her crew underwent an intensive crash course in cosmic power. They learned to manipulate quantum probabilities, fold spacetime, and channel the raw energy of the universe itself. Then Engsacha, too, discovered that their restored connection to their world had granted them new abilities. Together, humans and aliens forged a fighting force unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. As the day of battle dawned, the sky turned an ominous shade of void black. The void harbingers arrived not in ships, but as colossal beings of anti-light, their very presence threatening to unravel the fabric of reality. Ilara stood at the forefront of the defense, her body glowing with Nexus energy. Beside her, Yuki had transformed her nanotech medkit into a quantum forge, capable of creating weapons from pure probability. The rest of the Horizon's crew and their Engzucha allies spread out across the planet, ready to defend their newfound symbiotic alliance. "Remember your training," Ilara called out, her voice carrying across quantum channels. "We are the bridge between worlds, the guardians of life itself. Today, we fight not just for Engzucha Prime, but for every world that has ever known the touch of starlight." The battle that ensued was beyond epic. Ilara and her Nexus Knights soared through reality-warped skies, wielding beams of concentrated probability against the entropy-inducing touch of the Void Harbingers. The Engzucha used their deep connection to their world to raise mountains and redirect oceans, turning the entire planet into a weapon against the cosmic invaders. Yuki, her mind interfaced directly with the quantum forge, created impossible weapons that flickered in and out of existence. Swords that cut through probability itself, shields that deflected the very concept of harm. But the Void Harbingers were ancient and powerful. For every victory the defenders achieved, the cosmic horrors seemed to grow stronger, feeding on the chaos of battle. Just when all seemed lost, Ilara had an epiphany. "The Nexus," she shouted across the quantum link. "It's not just a weapon, it's a network. We need to connect not just with each other, but with every living thing in the galaxy." Understanding dawned across the faces of her allies. In a moment of cosmic synchronicity, every defender on Engzucha Prime reached out with their minds, connecting not just with each other, but with the very essence of life throughout the universe. A surge of power unlike anything they had ever experienced flowed through them. Ilara felt the hopes and dreams of countless civilizations, the raw potential of a billion stars, the unyielding spirit of life itself. With a cry that echoed across dimensions, Ilara and her allies unleashed this power against the Void Harbingers. Reality itself seemed to bend and reshape around them. The cosmic horrors, for the first time in eons, knew fear. In a cataclysmic finale, the combined might of the galaxy's life force collided with the entropy of the void. The resulting explosion sent shockwaves through the very foundations of the universe. When the cosmic dust settled, the Void Harbingers were gone, banished to the furthest reaches of non-existence. Engzucha Prime, though battered, stood triumphant, and Ilara, along with her human and Engzucha allies, found themselves forever changed. Zix reappeared, its light dimmer but filled with pride. "You have done what was thought impossible. The cosmic nexus is safe, and with it, the future of all life in the universe. But this is just the beginning. The galaxy will need its Nexus Knights, its guardians of the quantum balance." Ilara looked out at her crew, at the Engzucha, at the shimmering pathways of the cosmic nexus, now visible to her transformed senses. She smiled, feeling the weight of their new responsibility, but also the incredible potential it represented. "Well then," she said, her voice carrying the echo of 1,000,000,000,000 stars, "I guess we'd better get started. The universe isn't going to guard itself." As the first light of a new cosmic age dawned on Engzucha Prime, Ilara and her allies knew that their greatest adventures still lay ahead. The boundaries between species, between science and magic, between the possible and impossible, had been forever blurred. And in that blurring, a new and wondrous future awaited. The saga of the Nexus Knights had only just begun, promising tales of quantum heroism that would echo across the cosmos for eons to come. The Quantum Crusade. The galactic core pulsed with an eerie, otherworldly light as the starship Horizon, now transformed into a living quantum vessel, emerged from a fold in space-time. Captain Ilara Chen stood on the bridge, her iridescent skin shimmering with fractals of probability. Around her, the crew, a mix of transformed humans and Engzetcher, interfaced directly with the ship's systems through neural quantum links. Status report, Ilara commanded, her voice resonating through the ship's quantum matrix. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, now more energy than matter, coalesced beside her. The Nexus is in flux, Captain. We're detecting anomalies across multiple realities. Something is unraveling the cosmic tapestry. Before Ilara could respond, a holographic projection of Zix, the cosmic Nexus custodian, materialized. Nexus Knights, the entity's voice echoed with urgency, a grave threat has emerged. The Entropy Collective, an ancient race of reality hackers, seeks to rewrite the fundamental laws of the universe. They must be stopped, or all of creation will unravel. Ilara's mind raced, processing quantum probabilities at lightning speed. Where do we start, Zix? How do we fight an enemy that can alter reality itself? Zix's fawn shimmered, projecting a map of the multiverse. You must undertake the Quantum Crusade. Travel to key nexus points across different dimensions, secure them, and prevent the Entropy Collective from corrupting the cosmic code. As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the ship. Lieutenant Ravi Patel, his body now a swirling vortex of data, reported, "Captain, dimensional rifts are opening all around us. The Entropy Collective is making its move." Ilara's eyes blazed with determination. "All right, Nexus Knights, this is what we've trained for. Yuki, prep the reality anchor. Ravi, plot a course for the nearest Nexus point. The rest of you, prepare for transdimensional combat. We're about to redefine the meaning of universal peacekeeping." The horizon surged forward, its quantum drives bending the fabric of space-time. As they approached the first rift, Ilara felt the ship's consciousness merge with her own. They were no longer separate entities, but a single cosmic instrument of balance. They emerged into a reality where the laws of physics seemed to be in constant flux. Gravity reversed at random intervals, light behaved like a liquid, and time flowed in loops and eddies. Entropy incursion detected. Yuki's voice resonated through the quantum link. They're trying to destabilize this universe's fundamental constants. Ilara focused her will, channeling the power of the cosmic nexus. "Deploy the reality anchor," she commanded. A beam of pure quantum potential lanced out from the horizon, striking the heart of the dimensional anomaly. For a moment, it seemed as if two opposing forces of creation were locked in combat. Then, with a reality-shaking pulse, the anchor took hold, stabilizing the cosmic constants of this universe. But their victory was short-lived. As soon as the anchor was secure, a swarm of what could only be described as living equations descended upon them. The Entropy Collective had arrived. "Nexus Knights, engage," Ilara shouted, her body dissolving into a storm of quantum possibilities. What followed was a battle unlike any in the history of the cosmos. The Nexus Knights fought with weapons forged from pure thought, each strike rewriting the local laws of reality. The Entropy Collective countered with paradox bombs and logic loops, trying to crash the universe like a faulty computer program. Yuki, interfacing directly with the fabric of space-time, created quantum firewalls to protect key cosmic constants. Ravi navigated the ship through probability waves, outmaneuvering the enemy's attempts to erase them from existence. As the battle raged, Ilara had an epiphany. They're not just trying to destroy reality, she realized. They're trying to optimize it. They think by reducing everything to pure math, they can create a perfect universe. Understanding bloomed across the quantum link. The Entropy Collective wasn't evil. They were misguided cosmic engineers trying to debug creation itself. With this knowledge, Ilara took a risk. She opened a direct quantum channel to the leaders of the Entropy Collective. "Stop," her voice echoed across realities. "You're not perfecting the universe, you're stripping it of everything that makes it wondrous." For a moment, the battle froze, probability wave functions hanging in the balance. Then, slowly, the swarm of living equations coalesced into a singular entity, the Entropy Overseer. Explain, it demanded, its voice the sound of 1 trillion calculations being processed simultaneously. Allure steeled herself. The imperfections, the chaos, the very things you're trying to eliminate, they're what give rise to life, to consciousness, to beauty. Your perfect universe would be sterile, devoid of the very thing you're trying to optimize. The entropy overseer seemed to consider this, its form flickering through countless iterations. But the inefficiencies, the waste, are necessary, Allure finished. Life finds a way not in spite of chaos, but because of it. Help us protect the cosmic nexus, and you'll see that the universe's greatest wonders arise from its apparent flaws. For what seemed like an eternity, the entropy overseer calculated, processing this new paradigm. Then, in a burst of clarity, it spoke. We understand. Our methods were flawed. We'll join your quantum crusade to preserve the beautiful inefficiency of creation. With the Entropy Collective now allies, the tide of the multiversal war turned. Together, they traveled from dimension to dimension, securing nexus points and repelling other threats to the cosmic balance. As they stood victorious on a planet made entirely of crystallized time, Zix appeared before them, its light brighter than ever. You have done the impossible, the custodian proclaimed. Not only have you secured the cosmic nexus, but you have also brought understanding where there was conflict. The universe sings with new harmonies thanks to your efforts. Allure looked out at her team, humans, Engzetcher, and now even former enemies, all united in the greatest cause imaginable. So, what's next? She asked, a smile playing on her quantum-shifted features. I hear there's a whole multiverse out there in need of some Nexus Knights. Zix's form sparkled with what could only be described as cosmic amusement. Indeed there is, Captain. Indeed there is. The quantum crusade has only just begun. As the horizon prepared to journey into new and uncharted realities, Allure felt a sense of limitless possibility. They had transcended the boundaries of species, of dimension, even of reality itself. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew that together, they could face anything the multiverse could throw at them. The cosmic song of creation swelled around them, and the Nexus Knights set off on their next grand adventure, guardians of a reality more vast and wondrous than they had ever imagined. The Singularity Convergence. The horizon hung suspended at the edge of known reality, its quantum-infused hull rippling with the echoes of 1 trillion parallel universes. Captain Allure Chen, her form now a kaleidoscope of shifting probabilities, gazed out at the swirling maelstrom of creation before them. This was it, the Omega Point, the final frontier of existence itself. All systems primed for transdimensional insertion, Lieutenant Ravi Patel announced, his voice resonating through the ship's neural network. The Entropy Collective algorithms confirm this is the nexus of all possible futures. Dr. Yuki Tanaka materialized beside Allure, her body a shimmering construct of pure data. Captain, the readings are off the charts. We're detecting temporal anomalies, probability cascades, and something else, something ancient and vast. Allure nodded, feeling the weight of cosmic destiny upon her. This is what the entire quantum crusade has been leading to. Whatever's waiting for us beyond that threshold, it's the key to everything. As if in response to her words, a massive surge of energy pulsed from the cosmic maelstrom. The ship's quantum shields flared, barely holding against the onslaught of raw creation. Incoming transmission, Ravi shouted, his form dispersing and reforming as he struggled to maintain cohesion. It's from every version of ourselves across the multiverse. A cacophony of voices filled the bridge, each one a different version of Allure and her crew. Don't go in, you must proceed. The fate of all realities hangs in the balance. The conflicting warnings created a deafening chorus of cosmic purportance. Amidst the chaos, a singular voice cut through, Zix, the cosmic nexus custodian. Nexus Knights, the entity's tone was grave. You stand at the precipice of the singularity convergence. Beyond lies the original programmers, the beings who wrote the source code of our multiverse. They have issued a compile command to optimize reality itself. Ilara's mind reeled at the implications. Optimize? You mean like the Entropy Collective tried to do, but on a multiversal scale? Far worse, Zix warned. The optimization would erase the beautiful chaos that gives rise to free will and consciousness. All realities would be reduced to a single, perfectly efficient, but utterly lifeless equation. The crew of the Horizon exchanged looks of determination. They had faced cosmic horrors, outsmarted reality hackers, and rewoven the fabric of spacetime itself. But this was the ultimate challenge. We didn't come this far to let some cosmic coders hit the delete key on existence, Ilara declared. Nexus Knights, prepare for the final compile. With a thought, Ilara interfaced directly with the Horizon's quantum core. The ship wasn't just a vessel anymore. It was an extension of their collective will, a cosmic instrument of change. They plunged into the maelstrom, reality itself seeming to scream around them. Time lost all meaning as they traversed layers of existence never meant for mortal comprehension. And then suddenly, they were elsewhere. The realm of the original programmers defied description. It was as if they were inside the motherboard of creation itself, surrounded by streams of pure cosmic code. And there, at the center of it all, stood the architects of reality. Beings of such computational complexity that merely gazing upon them threatened to crash the observer's consciousness. The programmer's voice resonated through the very fabric of existence. UNOPTIMIZED entities have BREACHED, the FFIRL, initiating FINL compilation. Ilara felt the weight of every choice, every possibility, every life that had ever been or could ever be, resting upon this moment. She stepped forward, her quantum-shifted form blazing with the light of 1 billion stars. "Stop," she commanded, her voice carrying the authority of the cosmic nexus itself. "Your optimization will destroy everything that makes reality worth existing." The programmers paused, their cosmic algorithms processing this unexpected input. Explain, they demanded, the fate of all creation hanging on Ilara's response. Drawing upon the combined knowledge and experiences of her crew, the Ingsacha, the reformed Entropy Collective, and countless realities they'd encountered, Ilara began to weave a new cosmic narrative. She spoke of the beauty born from chaos, the innovations sparked by imperfection, the love that defied logical optimization. Through quantum links, she showed the programmers the wonders they'd encountered, civilizations rising from the ashes of entropy, art that captured the ineffable, sacrifices that defied mathematical sense but defined the very essence of consciousness. As she spoke, Ilara felt her consciousness expanding, merging with the cosmic code around her. She wasn't just telling the story of life, she was becoming it, a living embodiment of every possibility the multiverse had to offer. The original programmers were silent for what seemed like eternity, processing this new paradigm. Then, slowly, the streams of cosmic code began to shift and reform. Roy Co and PLIing, the programmers announced, integrating NUPRAMETERs, Chaos SUBROUTINE, HCCPTD as essential component of cosmic algorithm. Reality shuddered and reformed around them. Ilara and her crew found themselves back on the horizon, but forever changed. They were no longer merely guardians of the cosmic nexus. They had become living incarnations of the multiverse's infinite potential. Zix appeared before them, its form now a radiant nexus of all possible realities. "You have done it," the entity proclaimed. "The singularity convergence has been averted, and a new age of cosmic evolution has begun. The multiverse is now self-optimizing, with chaos and order in perfect, ever-shifting balance." As the crew of the Horizon looked out at the newly reborn cosmos, they saw infinite possibilities stretching out before them. They had transcended beyond mere beings to become living aspects of reality itself, guardians and guides for the grand cosmic dance of creation. So, Allure said, a smile playing across her multidimensional form, anyone up for exploring some newly spawned realities? I hear the improbability sector is lovely this time of non-linear existence. With a shared laugh that rippled through the quantum foam of space-time, the Nexus Knights set off on their greatest adventure yet, not just exploring the cosmos, but actively participating in its endless, beautiful dance of chaos and creation. As they ventured into the unknown, the multiverse itself seemed to hum with newfound vitality. The Singularity Convergence had been transformed from an ending into a new beginning, a cosmic reboot that promised endless wonders and challenges for all sentient life. And at the heart of it all, surfing the waves of quantum probability, the crew of the Horizon continued their eternal quest, no longer just witnesses to the cosmic story, but co-authors of the greatest tale ever told, the ever-unfolding epic of existence itself.